You wake up, the sun is barely rising, you shuffle to the kitchen, pour yourself a cup of coffee, maybe add a little sugar, and sit down at the table. No breakfast, no rush, just you, the silence, and that warm mug in your hands. It feels like a peaceful morning ritual, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this simple habit, the one you've trusted for years, is quietly stealing your muscle, shrinking your legs, and making it harder to stand, walk, and live independently? I'm Dr. Michael Harris, and for over 30 years, I've treated thousands of seniors struggling with weak legs, chronic fatigue, and the fear of losing their freedom. And I've seen one pattern repeat itself over and over again. The patients who skip breakfast or drink only coffee in the morning lose muscle faster than those who don't. Not because they're lazy, not because they're sick, but because their body is breaking down its own tissue to survive. And here's the part no one tells you. By the time you feel the weakness, you've already lost months, sometimes years of muscle that could have been saved. So if you've noticed your legs feeling heavier, your balance less steady, or your energy fading before noon, this message is for you. If you or someone you love is struggling with weakness, fatigue, or muscle loss, please leave your name, city, and condition in the comments below. I read every message, and our community will pray and send blessings your way. Now, let me show you exactly what's happening inside your body every morning you skip that first meal. Let me take you inside your body for a moment. Imagine your muscles as a savings account. Every time you eat protein, you make a deposit. Every time your body needs energy to walk, to breathe, to think, it makes a withdrawal. In a younger person, that account stays balanced. The deposits come in regularly. The withdrawals are manageable. But after 60-something changes, your body becomes less efficient at using the protein you eat. It needs more to do the same job. And if you don't give it that protein early in the day, it starts looking for fuel elsewhere. And where does it go? Straight to your muscles. This process is called muscle protein breakdown, and it happens to everyone. But in seniors who skip breakfast or delay their first meal, it accelerates dramatically. Here's why. When you sleep, your body goes 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours without food. During that time, it's still working, repairing cells, regulating your heartbeat, keeping your organs functioning. And all of that requires energy. If there's no food coming in, your body shifts into survival mode. It starts breaking down muscle tissue to release amino acids, which it converts into glucose for fuel. By the time you wake up, your muscles have already been partially cannibalized. And if the first thing you do is drink coffee, which suppresses appetite and delays eating even longer, that breakdown continues for hours. Think of it like this. Your muscles are like a garden. Every morning, they need water and sunlight. If you skip that care, the plants wilt. One day might not hurt, but weeks, months, years of neglect, the garden dies. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But Dr. Harris, I'm not hungry in the morning. I hear that all the time, and I understand. After 60, your hunger signals change. The hormones that tell you when to eat, ghrelin and leptin, become less sensitive, so you genuinely don't feel the need to eat. But here's the truth. Your body doesn't stop needing food just because you don't feel hungry. In fact, the lack of hunger is often a sign that your metabolism has slowed down so much. It's no longer sending you the right signals. And there's more. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, it triggers the release of cortisol, your body's stress hormone. Cortisol is useful in short bursts, but when it's elevated for hours without food to balance it, it accelerates muscle breakdown even further. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. I had a patient, Margaret, 68 years old. She came to me because she couldn't carry her groceries anymore. Her legs felt weak, her arms looked thin. She told me she ate chicken, vegetables, even protein shakes in the afternoon. But when I asked her about breakfast, she said, "Oh, I just have coffee. I've done that my whole life." We ran some tests. Her muscle mass had dropped 12% in just 2 years. 12%, and the primary reason wasn't her age. It wasn't her activity level. It was the fact that she was starting every single day in a catabolic state, a state where her body was eating itself. Within 3 weeks of adding a simple morning protein meal, her energy improved. Within 2 months, her legs felt stronger. And within 4 months, she was carrying her groceries again. This isn't about blame. This isn't your fault. You didn't know. Most doctors don't even tell their patients this because it's not taught in medical school. We learn about diseases, medications, surgeries, but we don't learn about the quiet, invisible processes that rob people of their strength one morning at a time. But now you know. And the good news, the beautiful, hopeful news is that your body still listens. It still responds. And if you give it what it needs, it will rebuild. So before we talk about what to eat, let me first clear up some dangerous myths that might be keeping you stuck. Let's talk about what you've been told. Maybe you've heard that intermittent fasting is good for everyone, or that seniors don't need as much protein as younger people, or that drinking coffee first thing in the morning boosts your metabolism. These ideas sound logical. They're repeated everywhere. But when it comes to protecting your muscles after 60, they're not just wrong, they're dangerous. Let me break them down one by one. Myth number 1, intermittent fasting is healthy for seniors. Intermittent fasting, where you skip breakfast and eat only during a narrow window, has become incredibly popular. And for some people, especially younger adults trying to lose weight, it can work. But for seniors, especially those at risk of sarcopenia, it's one of the worst things you can do. Here's why. Your muscles need a steady supply of amino acids throughout the day to stay in an anabolic state, a state of growth and repair. When you compress all your eating into a 60 or 8-hour window, you're forcing your body to spend the rest of the day breaking down muscle. And because older adults already have anabolic resistance, meaning their muscles are less responsive to protein, they need more frequent protein intake, not less. A study from the University of Padua in Italy found that seniors who ate protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner maintained significantly more muscle mass than those who ate the same total amount of protein, but only in 1 or 2 meals. Your body can't store protein the way it stores fat or carbohydrates. You have to give it what it needs, when it needs it. And the first time it needs it is in the morning. Myth number 2, seniors don't need as much protein as younger people. This myth is everywhere, and it's killing people's strength. The truth is, seniors actually need more protein than younger adults, not less. Why? Because of that anabolic resistance I mentioned earlier. After 60, your muscles become less efficient at using the protein you eat. To get the same muscle-building effect as a 30-year-old, you need about 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein per meal. But most seniors I meet are eating 10 to 15 grams at breakfast, or worse, none at all. They'll have toast with jam, a banana, a bowl of cereal, all carbohydrates, no protein, and then they wonder why their legs feel weak. Let me be very clear, carbohydrates do not protect your muscles. Only protein does. If you start your day without protein, you are telling your body to break down muscle for fuel. It's that simple. Myth number 3, coffee boosts metabolism and helps you stay energized. I love coffee. I drink it myself, but coffee on an empty stomach is not doing what you think it's doing. Yes, caffeine can increase alertness, but it also raises cortisol, and cortisol breaks down muscle. When you drink coffee without food, especially without protein, you're accelerating the very process you're trying to avoid. And here's the other issue, coffee suppresses your appetite. So you drink it at 7 a.m., and suddenly you're not hungry until 11 a.m. or noon. That's 4 or 5 hours of muscle breakdown that could have been prevented with a simple meal. I had a patient named Robert, 72. He drank 2 cups of black coffee every morning and didn't eat until lunch. He thought he was being disciplined. He thought he was keeping his weight down. But when we measured his body composition, he had lost 15 pounds of muscle in 18 months. 15 pounds. His fat mass had stayed the same. He wasn't losing weight, he was losing strength. And once we added a protein-rich breakfast, just 2 eggs and a small piece of cheese, his energy came back. His legs stabilized. And within 3 months, he'd regained 7 pounds of lean mass. So let me say this gently but clearly. If you've been skipping breakfast because you think it's healthy, you've been lied to. If you've been drinking only coffee because you're not hungry, your body is lying to you. And if you've been eating toast or fruit and thinking that's enough, you're feeding your stomach but starving your muscles. Now that we've cleared that up, let me show you exactly what to do instead. Let's get practical, because knowing what's wrong is only half the battle. The other half is knowing what to do about it and doing it consistently. So here's the plan. Step 1, eat within 1 hour of waking up. Your body has been fasting all night. By the time you wake up, it's already been 8 to 12 hours without food. Every additional hour you wait is another hour of muscle breakdown. So the first rule is simple: eat within 60 minutes of waking up. I don't care if you're not hungry. I don't care if you've never been a breakfast person. Your muscles don't care either. They need fuel, and they need it early. If eating solid food feels difficult, start small. A boiled egg, a handful of nuts, a small cup of Greek yogurt. Just something to signal to your body: we're not in survival mode anymore. Within a week or two, your appetite will adjust. Your body will start expecting food in the morning, and you'll actually feel hungry. But you have to break the cycle first. Step 2. Prioritize protein at least 25 to 30 grams. This is the most important number you need to remember: 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Why that amount? Because research shows that's the minimum threshold needed to activate mTOR, the enzyme that signals your muscles to grow and repair. Anything less, and your body treats the protein like energy, not building material. So what does 25 to 30 grams look like? Here are some simple examples. 2 whole eggs plus 1 cup of Greek yogurt equals 28 grams. 3 scrambled eggs, 1 slice of cheese equals 26 grams. 1 small chicken breast left over from dinner equals 30 grams. 1 scoop of whey protein in water or milk equals 25 grams. 1 cup of cottage cheese plus a handful of almonds equals 30 grams. Notice something. None of these require fancy recipes or expensive ingredients. They're simple, accessible, and easy to prepare. And if you can't eat that much in one sitting, split it. Eat half now, half 90 minutes later. The goal is to get the protein in early, not to force yourself to feel uncomfortable. Step 3, add a zinc-rich food or supplement. Now, here's where we go deeper. Protein alone isn't enough if your body can't use it properly. And as we discussed in previous videos, zinc is the cofactor that activates mTOR and helps your muscles respond to protein. So alongside your morning protein, I recommend adding a zinc-rich food at least 3 times a week. 1 serving of oysters, if available, equals 30 plus bars of zinc. A small piece of chicken liver is 6 to 8 milligrams. 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds equals 3 for aromas. A small piece of beef or lamb equals 5 milligrams if food sources aren't practical. A 15 milligram zinc picolinate supplement taken with breakfast works beautifully. Just remember, don't take zinc with calcium or iron supplements at the same time, as they compete for absorption. Step 4, delay your coffee or pair it with food. I'm not telling you to give up coffee. I'm just asking you to change when you drink it. Instead of coffee first thing, eat your protein meal first. Then, 20 to 30 minutes later, enjoy your coffee. Or if that feels impossible, at least drink your coffee with your meal, not before it. This simple shift prevents the cortisol spike from happening on an empty stomach, and it keeps your body in an anabolic state instead of a catabolic one. One of my patients, Linda, 66, was shocked at how much better she felt just by making this one change. She'd been drinking coffee at 6 a.m. and eating at 10 a.m. for years. When she switched to eating at 6:30 a.m. and having coffee at 7 a.m., her afternoon energy improved within days. She told me, "Harris, I didn't realize how tired I'd been living." That's what happens when you stop breaking down your body and start rebuilding it. Step 5, include a slow digesting carbohydrate, optional but helpful. Protein is your priority, but adding a small amount of complex carbohydrates can help stabilize your blood sugar and provide sustained energy throughout the morning. Good options include half a sweet potato, a small bowl of oatmeal, not instant steel cut or rolled oats, 1 slice of whole grain bread, a handful of berries. These foods don't replace protein, they complement it. And if you're worried about weight, don't be. You're not eating to gain fat. You're eating to preserve muscle. And muscle is what keeps you mobile, independent, and alive. Step 6. Hydrate but wisely. Many seniors forget to drink water in the morning, but hydration is critical for muscle function, nutrient transport, and cellular repair. Here's what I recommend. Drink 1 full glass of water 8-10 hours upon waking before anything else. Wait 10 to 15 minutes. Then eat your protein meal. Drink another glass mid-morning, especially if you're taking supplements. Avoid drinking large amounts of water during your meal, as it can dilute stomach acid and reduce protein digestion. Sip lightly, then drink more 30 minutes after eating. Let me tell you about Thomas. Thomas came to me after his wife noticed he was having trouble getting out of his chair. He'd always been active gardening, walking, doing small repairs around the house. But over the past year, his strength had quietly faded. When I asked about his morning routine, he said, "I wake up, have a cup of coffee, maybe a piece of toast, and I don't eat again until lunch." We ran a body composition scan. His muscle mass was below the 20th percentile for his age. His grip strength was borderline frail. I gave him a simple protocol: 6:30 a.m., 2 scrambled eggs with a slice of cheese, 7:00 a.m., coffee black, no sugar, 10 a.m., a small handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds, zinc supplement 15 milligrams picolinate with breakfast 3 times per week. That's it. No gym, no shakes. No complicated meal plans. Within 2 weeks, Thomas told me, "I feel like I have more energy by 9 a.m. than I used to have all day." By 6 weeks, his wife said, he's getting out of his chair without pushing off the armrests. And by 3 months, his grip strength had improved by 22%. His muscle mass had increased by 3.4 pounds, all because he stopped starving his muscles every morning. Step 7. Make it a ritual, not a chore. Here's the secret to making this last turn it into a ritual you look forward to. Don't think of breakfast as another task. Think of it as the first act of self-respect you do every day. Set your table the night before. Use a plate you like. Brew your coffee in a way that feels special. Sit down, take a breath, thank your body for waking up, and then feed it. Because every time you eat that morning meal, you're telling your muscles, "I'm not giving up on you," and they will respond. Quick morning protocol summary. Wake up, drink 1 glass of water. Within 60 minutes, eat 25-30 grams protein plus zinc-rich food, 20-30 minutes later. Enjoy your coffee mid-morning with light snack if needed. Nuts, yogurt, repeat daily. It's that simple. And if you follow this protocol for just 30 days, I promise you'll feel the difference. Your legs will respond, your energy will return, and your body will remember what it means to be strong again. Now, let's talk about something deeper, because strength isn't just physical. It's also mental and spiritual. You've learned the science, you've seen the solutions, but now I want you to do something different. I want you to pause, take a breath, and reflect. Because rebuilding your body isn't just about food or supplements or routines, it's about belief. It's about believing that you still matter, that your body still listens, that it's not too late. So many seniors I meet carry a quiet sadness. They look at their hands, their legs, their reflection, and they think, this is just how it is now. But that's not true. Your body is still capable of healing. Your muscles are still capable of responding. And every single morning, you get a chance to prove that. Before you eat, I want you to try this. Sit at your table. Place both hands on your thighs. Feel the muscles beneath your palms. Now, say this out loud or in your heart. "Thank you, legs, for carrying me this far. I'm going to take care of you today." That's it. No pressure, no judgment. Just gratitude. Because gratitude is the beginning of healing. And when you speak kindly to your body, it begins to respond kindly to you. I've seen it over and over again in my practice. 2 patients, same age, same diagnosis, same treatment plan, but one believes they can improve and the other doesn't. Guess who gets stronger? Belief isn't magic. but it changes behavior. It changes consistency. And consistency is what rebuilds muscle. So if you've been telling yourself, I'm too old, or it's too late, I need you to stop. Because every time you say that, your body hears it, and it believes you. Instead, say this, I am rebuilding one meal at a time, one day at a time. Here's a short practice you can do after breakfast. While your coffee cools, sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you like. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Breathe out for 6. As you breathe in, imagine strength flowing into your legs, your arms, your core. As you breathe out, release any fear, any doubt, any shame. Do this for just 2 minutes. It won't build muscle directly, but it will calm your nervous system. It will lower cortisol, and it will remind your body that you are safe, supported, and capable. Here's something beautiful I want you to know. Your muscles have memory. Even if you've lost strength, even if you feel weak, your muscle fibers still remember how to grow. The pathways are still there. The enzymes are still there. You just have to give them the signal. And that signal starts with your first meal. Every morning you eat protein. You're turning the switch back on. You're telling your body, we're not in survival mode anymore. We're building again. And slowly, steadily, your body will believe you. If you've been skipping breakfast for years, don't feel guilty. You didn't know, but now you do, and that's all that matters. Forgive yourself for the mornings you missed. Forgive yourself for the weakness you feel, and focus on what you can do today. Because healing doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with one small, brave step, and that step is breakfast. So take a breath, feel your body, and remember you are not broken, you are rebuilding. And every morning you get to choose strength over survival. Now, let's bring it all together. Let me recap what we've learned today. You woke up this morning thinking that skipping breakfast or drinking only coffee was harmless. But now you know the truth. Every morning you delay eating, your body breaks down muscle to survive. Every hour without protein is an hour of accelerated sarcopenia. And over time, that quiet habit has been stealing your strength, your balance, and your independence. But it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Here's what you need to remember. Eat within 1 hour of waking up. Your muscles have been fasting all night. Don't make them wait any longer. Prioritize 25-30 grams of protein at breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, or a protein shake. Simple, affordable, effective. Add zinc-rich foods or a supplement. Zinc activates mTOR, the enzyme that tells your muscles to grow. Without it, protein doesn't work as well. Delay your coffee or pair it with food. Coffee on an empty stomach raises cortisol and accelerates muscle breakdown. Eat first, then enjoy your coffee. Hydrate wisely. 1 glass of water upon waking, another mid-morning. Your muscles need water to function. Turn it into a ritual. This isn't just about nutrition, it's about self-respect, gratitude, and belief. Within the first week, you'll notice more energy in the morning. Your mind will feel clearer. Your body will feel more stable. Within 2 weeks, your muscles will start responding. You'll feel less fatigue. Your legs will feel more solid when you stand. Within a month, you'll see measurable improvements in strength, balance, and endurance. And within 3 months, you'll wonder why no one told you this years ago. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. If you miss a day, don't give up. Just start again the next morning. If you can't eat 30 grams of protein, start with 15, then build up. The goal isn't to do everything right. The goal is to do something better than you did yesterday. Because every small action adds up. Every meal matters. Every choice is a signal to your body that you still believe in it. You began this video with a special question, why are my legs getting weaker? Now you have the answer. And more importantly, you have the solution. Your independence lives in your legs. Your confidence lives in your strength. And your strength begins with what you do in the first hour of your day. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't reach for the coffee first. Reach for the eggs, the yogurt, the protein, and tell your body, I'm rebuilding today. If this message helped you, I'd love for you to subscribe. I share doctor-backed health insights every single day to help you stay strong, mobile, and independent. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the 7 foods that rebuild muscle faster than protein powder and why most seniors are missing them. But for now, just focus on breakfast, because this is where healing begins. This is Dr. Michael Amon Harris, and I want you to remember your body is still capable, your muscles are still listening, and every morning, you get to choose strength. Take your first step today.